Alright folks, I am in a predicament, and I'm going to explain to you my process for how I'm going to try my hardest to get out of this same predicament. What I've got here is I came into my stand, and you can see I'm kind of right here beside my feeder. My stand is in that willow tree back there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's back there in amongst that tree. And what the deal is the wind was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be out of the you know what, I just read the wind different, or wrong. I was thinking the wind was going to be out of the southwest, and it's actually out of the southeast. And that'll be blowing my scent right over the top of this feeder. And even though the deer aren't hitting the feeder very hard, they're still running the trail that this feeder is sitting beside. And it's just too much of a risk. And so instead of trying to force that, what I'm going to try to do is get on the upwind side of this feeder, to where the feeder is east of me. That way that southeast wind is pulling from the feeder to me and in my face. And so what I've done is I haven't even been on this side of the feeder yet, and because I knew this was a heavy used trail. And so what I've done is, as you can see, the feeder and the stand are right back there, and I am going to tuck back here into these trees. This trail runs out in front of these trees right here, and there's a fence line right here behind me, you can see. And so I'm going to work my way right back there in that corner, so that the wind is going to be at my face, and instead of at my back. So if y'all ever run into a situation like this, don't ever be afraid to call an audible, because it's better to call an audible and maybe not have quite as good of a chance at seeing something. It's a whole lot better to do that than to try to force setting with a bad wind and end up getting busted by your deer. I've set this stand now 3 times. I've had deer come walk this exact trail and haven't been busted yet, thankfully. And so and I don't want to start that trend today. And so I'm gonna call an audible, and if this audible wasn't available, it would be better for me to go home than to get busted. As crazy as that sounds to some, maybe I would rather leave and not get seen or smelled than to try to force it. So here's a little tip for you. Don't force your stand set. Be versatile and be willing to throw in a little change here and there. So that's my tip for the day. This is B&B Outdoor Heritage. Thank y'all for stopping by.